Yay, we're recording. Hey, welcome everyone to the 7-day Blitz. We had a false start or two there, but we're on now. This is going to change a lot of things for a lot of people. Now, this is going to sound like repeat because I just did it without recording. So we're going to help a lot of people, right, in the pandemic. Everyone's just going, oh, we listened to it again. In the pandemic, the ones that have lost their businesses, their jobs, reduced hours, no jab, no job sort of scenarios, okay, that people don't want. Or some people do, some people don't. But there's a lot of people being affected out there, cost of living, who are frustrated, who are tired, and they're just stuck in their homes with no plan B. Not to mention the people that are out there that have been forced into retirement when they're not ready. Okay, and they just don't know what to do. We're going to give these people a way out. Okay, so those that run at this will start to earn long-term passive income, and along the way they'll earn some fast start bonuses and an active income right away. So it will immediately change people's situation and give them a way to go, right? The momentum that we will create, right, from this, everyone knows that this type of business is driven by momentum, right? And there's many people on here that have experienced it, okay, where you kick off and you get some growth going and it just carries on and gets bigger and faster. All right, that's what we want. So and my experience personally with this is once you get it rolling, and I know there's many others on the call here that have experienced the same, that the income just becomes relentless. It just keeps coming. You could take a week off and the income just keeps coming. Can you say that about your job? Can't, can you? Or a business is the same way. Generally in business, if you aren't there, the income stops as well, unless you've got a big multi-corporate business thing. All right, we're looking for basically a couple of different types of people with certain qualities, okay? We're generally looking for people that are, you know, have dabbled in networking or online marketing before, but it doesn't really matter. It could just be someone who has these three qualities. One is they're hungry to change something in their life. Second, they need to be willing to do some work, right? And the work's not hard. It really isn't. All you have to do is overcome a couple of fears, right? And they need to be coachable, right? So we know what works. We've got a system that absolutely works if you work it, right? And if you get, you know, if you tell someone that and they say, no, I'm going to go over and do something different, it's going to be hard to work with them, really, isn't it? So as we all know, the fastest way to work this is word of mouth, warm market to warm market to warm market. Okay, it's very fast. And we're kicking off right now. It's Monday morning. In, well, most places might be still Sunday night in some, but we're gonna really drive at this for 7 days. Right now, I understand people work or people have lives. But and look, you might have to do something, but you can't be on every meeting every day. We understand that. But if you can find a lot of time that you can set to it and commit to absolutely blasting this out, okay, you will get the results you're after. Right now, the key is to these is to continue the momentum. Okay, so we've got 24 people on the call, and I'm sure that we'll pick a few more up that can't make it to this call to really run at it. Now, we'll have another meeting in about 3 hours' time. Okay. Now, our aim for that is for all of us here and anyone else in the groups, because I'll put this video up and they can watch that, is to go out and get 1 or 2 or 3 people on that call. That's all you've got to focus on. Okay. Now, by doing that, we'll have a call with 50 to 75 people on it with 25 to 50 prospects on it. All right, how exciting will that be? And you've got 1 or 2 of them are yours. Okay, so we'll run the presentation. All right, we'll answer any questions, and then we'll have about an hour or so to get everyone signed up, help them with their Bitcoin, blah blah blah. All right, then we could have a little. Anyone could host this. We could play this little startup video for the new people just coming in, and then we'll have another 2.5 to 3 hours to get enough people onto the next meeting. And it's just a rolling like this for 7 days. So by rights, you could go down another layer every 3 to 4 hours. It's going to be every 4 hours in essence over the day. So very exciting, and some very successful networkers have done it this way. Now, The support that we'll have will be second to none. We've got the massive duplication Telegram group where everything's in there. Now we'll be in there messaging, putting you know, little live videos and scripts and things like that in there that people can use to get the job done. All right. And after the meeting, I'm sure with the new people, we can help people sign up for that hour. Those who know how to do it can jump in breakout rooms or different Zoom rooms and help people kick off. Right. So this will be very exciting. Okay. Has anyone got any questions? Okay. Now, if you are, I hope all of you are in the massive duplication Telegram group that we started yesterday. Are we all in there? Right. When you join that, I think that's going to be the base of where we start, because you can get people to join that. Now, if they're not in Telegram, you might have to copy the pinned post. But in the pinned post, we've got the story, which we basically went through then very quickly. Okay, did you notice that? You can print that story out, because if you've got someone you know, you can tell them that story. And you can see I was referring to it to tell it. All right, tell that story, because people buy the campaign. Even if they've looked at the business before, you're leading out with a campaign now. This will actually change people's, they'll buy that, then they'll buy you as the person selling it. Then they'll look at a business. Will that do what this promises? Okay, it's a different angle to come in with. Okay, now I'm going to do a real quick summary on how to contact people. If they're people that you know, if they're in your phone, right, and you talk to them every month or more, right, you can say to them, all right, here's your script. Now, in the pinned post, there is a document which says onboarding presentation. Down the bottom of that document, these scripts are there. Okay, so you can basically copy and paste them from there. But it's basically, hey, I've got something really exciting on the go, a new project, right? I could really use your help. Message, it's really simple. Message me so I can give you some details, or something simple like that that sounds like you, right? When they message back and say, hey, we've got this 7-day blitz that we're just embarking on, or we're 2 meetings into, or whatever you're saying, it's really changing people's lives. All right, I've got a little story. I'm working with this guy. You can send him that little 2-minute teaser video I did, or you can tell them yourself, right? And if they like the idea of that, get them on the next meeting. We've got a meeting in 28 minutes. We've got a meeting in an hour and a half. Are you available? If not, book them to one of the next ones. Okay, simple as that. Okay, and the real key is to always have new people on every call. So we've got, who reckons if they had a good 2 to 3 hours where they just ran at it, they could get someone on a call, a prospect. It's doable, isn't it? Right. So let's aim for 2 or 3 every call each, and you might get 1 or 2, because sometimes people don't turn up. You know that, right? So if we all get 1 or 2 on every meeting, if we're starting with 24 people, that means we're going to have some pretty exciting meetings going on. Imagine when this starts rolling and we start getting into 50, 70, 100 people per meeting. All right. Who's in? Absolutely. All right. Now I'm going to bring out Alex. Are you there? Alex girl, are you there? She didn't know I was going to call her out, so it might take a moment.
Sorry, homeschooling.
Yeah,
I'm here.
I understand. I knew you were listening. So just because I'm going to bring Alex out, and now look, when we ran, we kind of did a 2-week blitz when you first started in the other company, all right, a couple of years back. Now I'm using this as an example because Alex jumped 3 ranks in that week and a half to 2 weeks. She went from 0 to the 3rd rank, and she had a team of, I reckon we got through 200 almost in those 2 weeks when we ran really hard, didn't we?
We did. It was quite exciting, but then we didn't sleep either. Who wanted to sleep? We were on adrenaline. It was great fun.
So that's, I bring Alex out on that one because that's what we can create, that kind of momentum where she went from zero, a team of zero, to over 200 within 2 weeks. All right, we're doing 7 days. You could go from zero to a team of 100 with the momentum to be in a 200 in the week after. That's what we can do, because this is easier to explain than what we were doing. Okay, this is about what, 3 years ago, something like that, Alex. And there was a promotion to run with it. So that's the momentum
It was
create.
about
3 years ago, yeah. So
yeah, 2018.
So that was just an example of a blitz that we kind of did without calling it a blitz. We've done other 7-day runs before and got some really amazing results. Jeanette has got a question.
Thank you.
Yep.
How long do you envisage the presentation to go, please?
The opportunity
Like
presentation, it'll be Ray St. Clair's video where he goes through his back office at the end. No question, that is the best video for converting people I've seen. Richard Ward's one before was about 45 minutes when he goes into the due diligence, but that's really not, we can go into that now, but we had the office launch not long ago. We saw the trading, we saw the office, it's all where it says it is. So when they go through the back office, people see the money. All right, so that one converts like gangbusters. So that one runs for about 30 minutes. I've never timed it exactly, but it's about 30 minutes. Oh, hi, Victoria, you made it.
And so
were you in the car or something on the way?
Pardon, what was that?
Oh, you were just a few minutes late. I was wondering if you were in the car or something.
Yeah, I've been cleaning. I'm all hot and sweaty.
All right, a bit. All right, so yes, Jeanette, sorry. Did that answer your question?
Oh, and so is that all, or will somebody else do a testimonial, or just to get an idea of how long a person should expect to?
Right. Well, after we'll do Q&A. Right. I'll host initially. All right, but we will get others to host as well, especially when we get out of my time zone. So if it gets to kind of midnight, I'm going to be face down on the keyboard. So we've got members in South Africa and UK and around the world that can host these as we go along, because it's going to be fairly simple. Basically, we jump in, we introduce, we play the video, right? We answer any questions. We might give a little testimonial, like I'll give one, or I might drag another person out to give a little testimony of how it's affected their life. Then we're all going to like splinter away. Either we do it from this Zoom and do breakout groups, or we all jump into each Zooms with our own people and get them all signed up. Because it's going to be quicker if you help them sign up. If you get stuck, you can reach out. But all of us as leaders now, we know how to sign people up, yeah. So we sign them up. We go through the onboarding presentation. Now down the bottom of that, there are the scripts. You can help them while on the Zoom to start sending out some of those text messages to get someone for them on the next meeting. Right now, if you've got 2 or 3 people, you get a little team going and go, right, let's go and send out 10 of these. So you got 2 or 3 people, or 1 person or 2, however many you get signed up, right? In your team, you can go off and help them send out 10 messages. And once they've sent 10, hopefully they'll start to get some answers back. You can get the second message out. Now, once they've got that out, they're excited, aren't they? Well, let's send a few more out. Let's send a few more than 10. Right? You want them to send 30, to be honest, 35. Right? You want to send as many, but you only tell them 10 at the start because it's doable. Okay. And what we're aiming to do is help them get some new people on the next meeting, so we get them a result in 3 or 4 hours. That is gonna, when you get a result, when you get signed someone up, are you on a bit of a high? You just go, yes, come on, right? And your confidence goes up, your posture, your aura just starts like buzzing, okay? And you then go and get another sign up. It's just as a consequence, because you're so excited, because you draw, it's like a moth to a flame, really, isn't it? You draw people in with your energy and excitement, right? Imagine getting someone new that gets a sign up in their first 3 hours. They're going to be bouncing off walls. They're going to be messaging like crazy, aren't they? Because all fear dissipates when you're in action mode. Do you know that? When you're doing it, right, you don't think about what people will think. You're just getting the messages out to get the next person on the meeting, and then you get the sign up. You guilty. Okay. So we've got everything we need. Massive duplication Telegram group. Okay. In the pinned post, it's got the little story that we just went through again. There is a recording of it if you want to use that. All right. I cut it. It took me 50 minutes, edited it down. Right. So it got pretty good. You've got that story. You've got the scripts at the bottom of the onboarding presentation, and you've got these meetings. Now, the other one is the calendar. All right. If you go and look at who's seen the calendar, who's clicked on it, right, you can see all the meetings are lined up there in the purple. All right. Now, I would love to have all of you with 1 or 2 guests each on each of them. Now, I know that's not going to be the case because New Zealand, the last meeting will be like at 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't expect New Zealanders to be on that unless they can't sleep. Okay. So, but then there'll be another meeting that I'll probably still be in bed, but I might have Gail or Willie or somebody hosting that meeting that is first thing in the morning in New Zealand. All right. Because you're 4 or 5 hours in front of me now. Okay. So this time slot is what, early afternoon in New Zealand, 1 o'clock, something like that. We got some Kiwis on. All right. So
Correct.
we have.
They are 3 hours.
What's the time, Tina?
Sorry, Chris is coughing. Yes, you're correct. New Zealand is 3 hours difference now, as of last night.
From Queensland.
Yeah, from Queensland, sorry.
And but 2 hours different from New South Wales, which is 5 hours different from the Philippines. All right, so it's 1:30 p.m. there now in New Zealand. Okay, so they could probably pick up the early meeting that's hosted by someone else. Okay, because I'll be face down on the keyboard by then. Okay, so is everyone comfortable with? Oh, Desi, sorry, I didn't see your hand up there. Yes, Desi.
Okay, brand new people, they don't usually join people who haven't been in a company at all. So when you did the Blitz, like, you know, when you said brand new people that you sign up,
Yep.
you get them to do the same?
Yeah.
Okay. Isn't it hard for them to get people interested if they haven't been in the company to share their experience?
No, you can use third-party stories.
Okay.
Right. So here's the thing. Say you had someone brand new on the next meeting in 3 hours time or 2.5 hours time, Desi, and they sign up. You help them sign up for half an hour to an hour. Right. Then you go through the onboarding. You say, you know, that onboarding presentation where it says, look, if you could grant one wish, what would it be? Right. And don't say 6 inches taller. Say something that's money and say, all right, how would that make you feel? What would that do for you in your life? Right, you get them to say that, which emotionalizes that one wish, their dream. Okay. And then you say, what are the obstacles holding you back? Why aren't you doing that right now? And they'll say, job sucks, blah, 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 you know, right? And then say, well, what's your current plan? They won't have one. This is the plan. Okay. So you work through that very quickly and say, listen, it's going to be ups and downs. At some point, you'll ghost me, right? And you won't come to the meetings, right? How do you want me to handle that? Do you want me to remind you what you wanted out of this, or do you want me to leave you alone? Right. And most people will say, remind me. Right. Do you know how important that conversation is? Because if they start ghosting you and you don't have permission to remind them, you're going to sound like you're hounding them, don't you? All right. It's very important. That's why that conversation's in there. Then you go through a couple of other things along the way. All right. And then you get down to the launch where the scripts are. Right. Where does he go? Oh, he just moved. All right. So then you get to the scripts and the brand new person will say, look, you know, you're going to have to share this to make the money, right? And they go, yes. I said, well, you know, how do you do a Band-Aid? Do you do it slowly, painfully, or do you just rip it off? Okay. Networking is the same way. Now, all this is in that onboarding presentation. Okay. So, well, let's do it fast. We've got this 7-day blitz. Let's run at it. Let's help you get some messages out straight away. And say, look, here's the message you send, and get them to read it and go, that's not hard, is it? Let's send it to people you know that could help you. And you just get them to send it text message, so they don't even have to talk to people 10 times, right? And then they get the answer back and say, hey, we've got this blitz that we're on. There's information calls regularly during the day. Are you available in 2 hours time or an hour and a half time? Let's jump on here for 30 minutes and give me your feedback. That's it. And you are there to help them send out their initial messages. You don't say, here's the video, go and do it yourself. You're there to help them. That's probably why it's, if you can get 1 or 2 people per meeting, you could do it with a couple of people in your own Zoom. Who knows how to use Zoom? Right? If you don't, learn. Go to zoom.us, open an account, it's free. You can open a meeting like this that goes for 45 minutes on a free account. Okay. And a very powerful way of doing it. So is everyone comfortable with the process now? Because all we do is repeat that over and over and over again, multiple times a day. Everyone happy? Has anyone got any questions? All right. So what we'll do is I'll put this recording. Yes, Shana.
People in the US, we're still not allowed to sign them up, are we? Because I get a lot of requests from people in the US.
No, you're not.
A lot of people don't
supposed
like to do it when you sort of say, look, it's not permitted, but there is a way around it.
There is no way around it. They don't even want us to do VPN.
You're not supposed to use VPNs and all that.
Oh.
All right. People have. All right. I've got someone that lives in the US, but she's actually got a Dominican Republic passport. So she, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't really want to. I don't want to jeopardize my account. No, but I was just seeing where your head was there. My
head was, let's build everywhere else.
Yeah.
All right? Because when it does open in the States and Canada, you've got a team, a growing team around the world. Instead of just you trying to get into the States, you're going to have 120 of you trying to get into the States.
Mm.
All right. Can you understand the opportunity there? Yes, it's frustrating. I've got people in the States too I'd love to contact and talk to.
Yeah.
Right, well, I have talked to them, but they can't join. Okay.
Yeah.
But they're lined up and ready. Right. Yeah. But I'm focusing on everywhere else first. You can go and search on Facebook and LinkedIn. You can go and search for locations.
Yeah.
Network
and I actually do have a guy in Canada, but he signed up when Canada was allowed. Open. Yeah. Same
thing with them. They can build everywhere else. All right, because they did join when it was okay. They're not going to be a problem. But if they sign up people from everywhere else, all good.
Okay.
All right. Yep, and look, what we've all built big businesses without having to go into the States.
Yeah.
Right. So, Lenike, have you got a question?
No.
Oh, okay. You just unmuted on me. All right.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
Hey,
where do you find the PDFs, Margarita? In the Telegram group? Are you in the massive duplication 7-day Blitz Telegram group?
No, I don't think so. What's it called?
Let's grab the link to join it.
I've had a problem joining. My farm activities have taken over my head, and I had a challenge joining another Telegram group, and I've been in Telegram for ages. So if you can pop me the link.
I'll pop it in the chat right here.
Thank you.
Where is the chat? Right, if you go in there, right, there is a pinned post that people can see, the new members can see now, thanks Lenike. Because I had that little switch flicked off for some reason when I opened the thing. If you go in there, there's if you join that at the pinned post, it'll be the top post.
Yes,
there's one called the onboarding presentation.
Oh, I've got welcome to the 7-day Blitz group.
Yep. There's a whole bunch of links there. If you read the description.
Oh,
there's-
okay.
All
So how do I find what's underneath that, Andrew? What do I
Is there
click?
like a see more?
No, there's not.
You can only see welcome to the 7-day Blitz and no,
Blitz group.
there's
Dot,
not 5 links there.
No, there's nothing else underneath there. And there's no see more. Yeah, and I can't put a hand on anything to open it up. But I
Okay.
can scroll down and get what? Yes,
Well,
there. I can
got
scroll
it?
down. I've got story, onboard. Yes, I think I've got it all there.
All right. The onboarding
Great.
presentation has got the, what's the whoop? Find your one wish. Then it goes through a couple of things like the, what do I, how do you want me to handle that? Do you want me to remind you? And a couple other things. And it gets down to the scripts and that at the bottom. Right?
That's awesome. Thank you.
All
Thank you
right.
very much.
So, and look, I might whiz down there just quickly and run my over the scripts, okay, to make sure they're cool. But guys, with those scripts, they're a guide. Make them sound like you. It's only 2 sentences. If you don't sound like that, put it in your words, but that's the intent of it. It's something very simple, asking for help, right? The next one is I need 10 people to run through some information and give me some feedback. And the important one on the second one is, can I count on you being one of my 10? Because as soon as they say yes, they've committed to looking at the information for you. All right, then it's just a matter of finding out when they're available to do so. And you've got a calendar for that, guys. Okay. Hang on, is there a specific login for the calendar? Yep, when you get the calendar, you're going to have to be logged into Google. Now, to do that, you go to your Gmail, you log in. All right, and when you click on the calendar, it says you need to be logged into Google. So if you're logged into Gmail, then add that to your calendar and it'll convert the meeting times to your time. Okay, so that was, who asked that one? Sarah. Okay, so yes, you do need to be logged into Google because it's a Google calendar. Okay, and you'll be able to see all the different meetings. I think we've got one from Vic on Tuesday. The Dream Chasers, we've got a Thursday, which is more of a community gathering / Q&A session, which would be good to get on because we can just recap and see how we're going. Okay, and I'm sure we'll have little update meetings and so forth in the group as well. Linda, you can jump in any meeting you like, and in fact, it's encouraged. If you literally cannot invite people to the next meeting, jump on, work out what meeting you can get people on and then start inviting to that. Absolutely. And this recording will be dropped into the group as well. Okay. All right, that's now Linda, you've got your hand up. Yeah, I'm a bit croaky this morning too, but we'll be good. Linda, you had your hand up or did we just answer that question? I think we just got it. All right, guys, let's keep this short. We've got 2 hours, 20 minutes until the first meeting, I think. Is that correct? All right, let's just go out there and message people and get someone on that meeting each. 1 to 2 people on that meeting each. Now, you might have to invite 3, 4, or 5 people to do that. And the more you do now will be easier to get people on the next meetings because they won't all come back in 2 hours' time. We know that. Okay, so it's a matter of filling the funnel, right? Filling the invites, and we'll get people on calls. So let's really go out there and go crazy busy to make this first opportunity meeting successful. We don't want to have the same 24 people on there with no guests, right? We want to get one each, at least one each on that call. So we've got a call of 50 people with 25 prospects or whatever, right? That would be the perfect outcome, all right? Or even better, I have 75 with 50 prospects. So let's go out there and do it, guys. I see a few people jumped in late. Dibsy, Tracy, I'll talk to you in a minute. To go out there and get crazy, guys. So let's wind this up. Let's go out and start messaging people to get them on the opportunity call in this room in 2.5 hours time, or no, 2 hours, 15 minutes time. So everyone, be awesome. Let's rock this thing. Catch you guys.